You know what time it is. It's time for Microcast Monday, next on the CJ Evolution podcast. Hello, everybody. Happy Monday. It is another day, it is another week. I hope you had a great holiday, Easter. I hope you gathered all the Easter eggs with the kiddos and had a good time. And above all, you were safe. And a special thanks to all the first responders out there listening, whatever you were doing, wherever you were at. Thank you for listening. Please, if you have a moment, give us that 5-star rating and review on Apple Podcast. We sure would appreciate it. And please share this podcast with family and friends. And if you are struggling, FHE Health and their Shatterproof program for first responders is here for you. Our business is helping you get better. Links are in the show notes. As you head into your week, into this Monday, I want you to think about walking a higher path. And what do I mean by that? When you think of walking a higher path, I think a lot of people think of doing what's righteous, doing what's ethically and morally right. And those are just, those are very good. But when I talk about walking a higher path, I want you to start thinking about the bigger picture. Again, those three things that I said are good, they're needed to be successful. But I also want you to think about doing these things: health and wellness, gratitude, all these different things that come with walking a higher path, sobriety, abstaining from harmful substances that are going to hurt you overall, now and overall down the road. So when I started walking a higher path, and again, I'm not trying to say, hey, look at me, but I went through treatment. I quit alcohol, started eating better, started working out better, and I started noticing my life was changing for the better. So when you start walking a higher path, things are going to change. Things are going to start looking different in your mind. Your mindset's going to change because you're walking that higher path. It's not about being better than other people, but it's about you choose to make your life better by doing certain things, walking a higher path. And you'll see some people in your life are probably not going to be there anymore. They're just naturally just going to kind of drop off. Again, it's not about you saying I'm better than you, but when you start doing different things, people are going to notice, and you're going to start attracting people that are going to be able to keep up with you, that kind of vibe, that vibrate the way you're vibrating with this new way you're thinking. That's just the way of life. Any successful person out there, I'm not just talking financially, but successful in their job, whatever. If you really look at what they're doing things that most people are not doing, because most people want to stay kind of average. They don't want to make too much noise. They don't want to do too much. It's not that they're bad people. It's just that they don't want to step out of that comfort zone. But as we know, all your growth is outside of your comfort zone. It's when you walk that higher path. When you walk that higher path. Let me ask you this. So maybe you've abstained from alcohol. Maybe you've said, I'm done. I'm going to quit. I got whatever treatment, whatever. I'm going to stop drinking. What happens? Maybe you've experienced this where you have friends, maybe old drinking buddies that you went out with every Friday. Now they're starting to call you. What's wrong with Pat? Something's wrong with them. Nothing's wrong with me. I'm just choosing to walk a different path. You see what I mean? Maybe you've experienced this. Again, it's not being mean to people. It's just that I'm going to pull back because I want to take a different route. I want to better me. Because that's really what it's about, folks. If you want to keep getting average, if you want to keep getting mediocre, keep doing what you're doing by all means. Nothing is going to change. You have the power to change your world for the better. Is it going to be all sunshine and roses and lollipops? No, you're going to have good days and bad days, but that's part of the change process. That is part of walking a higher path where things are going to be uncomfortable, but in the end, you are going to be better for it. Look at any alcoholic, look at any person that it's struggled with addiction, and now they're sober, they're clean. There were painful times. There were ups and downs, but they are doing better now. They are walking a different path, a higher path. They know what it's like now to be on that other side of health and wellness. And again, this applies to everything in your life. When you start walking a different path, your mindset is going to change for the better. You start just looking at things differently, looking at the world differently, looking at yourself differently. It could be spirituality. You start taking a different path, a higher path in your spirituality or religion. Whatever it is, start walking that different path and your life will get better. But it doesn't happen overnight. Like anything else, it's going to take some time, habits, consistency. That's what it's really about. Think about it. When you go to the gym and say you're out of shape and you want to start working out, does it happen the first day when you go to the gym where you have this amazing body and you've lost 15, 20 pounds, whatever you want to lose? No. It's consistency. It takes time. You got to keep doing it. And that is what habits and walking the higher path and doing the right thing for yourself, that's what it's going to, you're going to see the fruits of your labor. Trust me, over time, whatever that time looks like. But again, it comes back to what you want. You have to put in the work. There's no such thing as a get rich quick method or whatever. It just doesn't exist. Anybody who's selling you that BS is full of shit. They are. The only thing that matters is putting in the work. Invest in yourself. Invest in yourself. That's what behavioral health is. And I work in behavioral health. You have to invest in yourself in order to be healthy once you leave treatment. That's a big part of it. We can't get you better. You have to, we can help, we can walk with you, we can guide you, we can provide you some tools, give you some foundational work, but you have to do the work. You have to start walking that higher path. Again, this applies to everything in your life, folks. So start doing it. Well, I'll do it tomorrow or I'll do it on the weekend. Just do it now. Make little steps. Don't start tackling a big, huge chunk of it. Just make incremental changes. Incremental changes. Think of a plane flying. If it's off, it's going straight. It's going straight. And say you want to make some changes. A plane, if it's off a certain amount of degrees, it might look like it's going straight, but it's actually veering off. You have to stay straight. A deviation, if it's going 1,000 miles an hour and say it's off 1 or 2 degrees, that can make the difference between hundreds of miles. So you got to stay on course. Your life has to stay on course. Ultimately, you're in charge. So to start walking a higher path and see how your life changes for the better. Go out, conquer your day, conquer your week. You can find all my shows. If you want to reach out to me through my links, social media links on cjevolution.com, I would love to hear from you. Until next time, folks, we've got a lot of great interviews coming. Stay safe.